We've seen the plan for the recreation of the Boulevard Mall to change over from the now largely empty mall complex over to a mixed-use community project with residential and park space mixed in. But the momentum stalled a bit by the so-called legacy leases of even old retailers who had packed up and moved away or out of business.
If you can imagine this, right? There was a lease written to Sears, which Sears sold. But some Sears Holdings is still the name right on the lease. Limited companies, which don't even operate anymore in there, right? Stores like the Limited and Victoria's Secret, they're not even in the mall, and they still have leases. And those leases have rights to the outside of the mall. What you can and cannot do with your parking lots, what you cannot, shared parking arrangements, take the rest of the mall apart, introduce new infrastructure, because we don't have any streets there. We also don't have any sewer or water there. Very minimal amount of sewer or water going to that mall.
That's why the town opted for the urban renewal strategy, and it apparently worked.
We couldn't get JCPenney's to return phone calls early on. Once you tell them you're going to take their building, though, they're eager to talk. So the good news is the three primary property owners are all at the table, and they're all eager to be participatory in this process, and that's great.
So now that the leases will be cleared as of the middle of 2024, actual work can begin.
The mall could be all of or partially demolished, and we can introduce new infrastructure, and then the private sector can do what the private sector wants to do, which is build out.
Again, the three players moving forward for the Boulevard Mall project: JCPenney's, which owns its store property, Benderson Development, and then, of course, Douglas Development being Douglas Jamal. Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.